the DiSC profile, there's a D, I, S, and C, right? That's where they come up with DiSC. This is a personality profile. The reason why I want to cover this today is because this is going to help you when you deal with people. These are the 4 major groups of personalities. So let's start with the D, dominance. This person is very direct. All they care about is results. They're very firm, they're strong-willed, they're forceful. So as we're going through these, not only do I want to explain this to you as far as helping you talk and deal with your clients, but also some self-discovery today. Like, you're going to figure out what you are. Oh, that's why I think like that. Oh, that's why I respond like that. So again, the D is very direct. When I learned these, it actually helped me because the book or the guy that was teaching actually put animals to it, right? So the D, the dominance, if you're taking notes, it's a bull. Think about a bull, right? Not very friendly, will hurt you if you're not careful, right? And they pretty much do what they want to do. They're big, they're strong. So what does a D look like when you're doing an open house or if you're in sales? The D does not want to be sold. The D wants to remain in charge, in control. So the D is a type of person that if you have an open house, and let's just say the entryway, the front door is where you can see it from the kitchen. The D is they walk in and you greet them, hey, how you doing? Welcome to the, hey, how? And they'll just dart off to the right or to the left. They don't want to talk to you. And what I realized from my divorce is you can't make anybody do anything, right? All I can control is my actions and my attitudes. Now, if they come in, kind of blow me off, we call it the Heisman, right? They gave you the stiff arm. If they do that to you and go off, you can go follow them. You're just going to piss them off. They don't want to talk to you. Again, going back to what we can control, they want to be in control. They don't want to be sold. They're just here to look at the house. So when they're like that, this is what I do, because I know I'm dealing with a D. The D will come to you when they have questions. Now, if you're doing sales, like regular sales outside of real estate, because you can't really do it on the house. Now, I guess you could just say, hey, as they walk in, you greet them and they just boom, go to the right. Just say, hey, just want to let you know we have, the seller's offering contribution or a rebate, or it's a little hook to be like the whole time they're walking through the house, they're going to be like, what is that rebate? What is that concession they're offering? Then when they're ready, right, don't chase them. When they come to you, wherever you're standing in the kitchen, then it's like, what's that rebate you were telling me about? Now they want to talk to you. You have to wait till that point or you're going to lose them. I remember one time I was buying my wife a car. I was married at the time. And so we were at the Lexus dealership. And the salesman came out, nice young guy. Hey, how's it going? This, that, whatever, super talkative. And I'm like, hey, we want to look at this model here. And so he's like, yeah. So I'm walking to it. I said, are they open? Oh, yeah, they're all unlocked. Okay, great. So I start walking over to open it. He jumps in front of me to open the door. Oh, here you go. And like irritated. I'm just like, okay. So did that a couple times with some different cars. I'm super irritated. My wife at the time was not a D. I'm irritated. I'm not showing it. I'm not being a jerk, but I just said, hey, would you do me a favor, man? I said, do you have a business card? And he's like confused. He's all, yeah. I said, I just want to take our time. I want to look at the cars. And if I need you, I'll come get you. Oh, okay. Sure. He was confused, right? But again, I was irritated. I was not having a good experience. And if he didn't stop, I was going to leave. So that's what happens with the D, right? Let's talk about the I, the influencer. So the influencer is outgoing, enthusiastic, optimistic, high-spirited, lively. The animal that goes with influence is Tigger. Remember from Winnie the Pooh? Super excited, probably ADHD, squirrel. Yeah, exactly, right? Life of the party. People are like, oh my God, you'd love to talk. You're a people person. You need to be in sales. You need to be a closer is what you need to be in sales, right? So the influencer, Tigger the tiger, is just kind of all over the place. Super happy to be there, super talkative. They'll talk your ear off. You plan an hour for lunch and 2.5 hours, you're still there with them. And so again, that's the type of person that you're talking to. So their attention span is not very long. So you just have to be aware of that. Again, the I, you can be a little direct with them, but not as much as the S. So that's kind of the influencer. So let's jump over to the S. So steadiness. Steadiness is even-tempered, accommodating, patient, humble, tactful. The animal next to steadiness is a lamb. It's kind of humble. Usually when you see someone, if you're working in a model home or doing an open house and someone comes in or a client that you're talking to, the image that I always get based on this and the research I've done on it is almost like a picture of like a grandma, right? She's about 5 foot, comes in, has her purse under her thing, just very quiet. The kids or whoever's looking at the house and she's just quiet, just behind them, not really saying anything. That is steadiness. That is the S. They don't want to cause waves. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of times they feel they're not worthy with helping people, right? With what I do, going internal and what you believe in, all that stuff. They don't feel they're worth this $1 million house. They have a very hard time justifying and purchasing $1 million house or an expensive house, whatever their budget is, because they don't feel they're worth it. So again, someone like that, the way I spoke to another D, I'm not going to talk to an S like that. They will for sure think I'm rude, I'm a jerk, because it's just, you're going to turn them off. Now, one is not better than the other, right? As humans, we always want to be competitive and we're always stacking who's number one, who's number. These are just different. One is not better than the other. So if you happen to be an S, it doesn't mean you're the low man on the totem pole or you're the least, valuable or anything like that. It's just so you know how to understand and work with people. So let's do the C. Conscientious, analytical, reserved, precise, private, systematic. The C's, the animal that was next to C is an owl. And here's what's very interesting about the owl. The owls are usually accountants, right? If an owl or a C comes in to your open house, they're going to want a list of pros and cons. They love data. What's the SEER rating on that HVAC system? I don't know. Right? How old is the roof? They want data. So if you have that, right, already for your open house, like that's amazing. Here's what's another thing that's interesting about the owls is there's actually the way they stand. And it's true. Like now that you've learned this and you start dealing with an owl next time or a C, when you're talking to them, they usually sit like this or stand like this. They're not being rude, right? So body language, a lot of people think this is being rude. I'm cut off. No, it's an owl. The other one is like this. As you're talking to them. And a lot of times they'll walk in with a pad and paper. That's the person that's going to be taking notes is your C, right? Accountants, attention to detail. They want to know, like I said, the SEER rating. They want to know all that kind of stuff. And so be ready for them. Right? And if you don't know the answer, don't BS them, guys. Because here's the thing, they know when you're BSing them. Just say, you know what, that's a great question. I don't know. Or how would you like me to get back with you? Right? We're assuming you're at an open house. Because here's what I've realized too with open houses. I've been doing real estate my whole life. If I ask for your phone number, but you're not comfortable enough to give me your phone number, you'd say like, oh, it's okay, don't worry about it. You may have been comfortable giving me your email. So that's why I'll ask, what's the best way to get a hold of you? It's weird. Now with social media, sometimes it'll be Instagram. What's that saying? Birds of a feather flock together, right? C's are going to hang out with C's. S's are going to hang out with S's. But if you're in sales, you're going to encounter the other three personalities. So that's why I'm kind of talking about this. A lot of people don't. So when I'm doing one-on-one sessions, we go over this and people are like, I've never heard of this. I'm like, really? They've never heard of Myers-Briggs. They've never heard of some of this other stuff. I went on my journey, right? I mentioned my divorce earlier, and it was just really, really bad. And so going through my divorce, I just went on this journey of self-discovery. Didn't really date anyone, just started researching me. And that's what I want to talk about today is you, right? Most classes are not about this. Most classes are about, best 3 ways to lead generate, this, and this. And best this and best that. And again, you guys can get that off of Google or YouTube. What I'm doing is literally just having a session with you is what I do with my clients is make you think. That's the best compliment I get whenever I'm done speaking is like, you made me think today. I'm like, good, because most of us don't. And I don't mean that as a negative, right? Most people are on autopilot.